Hello everyone, I am Supreet sir from Educrat IAS Academy. Welcome to the Current Affairs Initiative Edu-Samiksha, wherein we will be discussing mains and prelims current affairs with respect to UPSC perspective. So let's start. So today's first topic is maternal mortality rate in India, the concerns and way forward. So before starting, we need to see some of the definitions, some of the meaning of the key terms. Okay, so the first one is maternal mortality rate. अब ये maternal mortality rate क्या होता है? According to definition by WHO, maternal mortality rate is the number of maternal deaths per 1 lakh live births. Okay, so this number is important. 1 lakh live births. Okay, maternal death किसको कहा जाता है? Death of a woman during pregnancy or within 42 days of termination of pregnancy. किस कारण से? Certain complications which is related to the pregnancy or childbirth. Now, what are the key indicators? So, key indicators of MMR is it is vital for the measure of the quality of healthcare system. जैसे हमारे अगर maternal mortality rate ज़्यादा है तो फिर ये डायरेक्टली हमारे जो हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम की एफिशिएंसी पर क्वेश्चन मार्क खड़ा करता है, वुमेन हेल्थ के ऊपर क्वेश्चन मार्क खड़ा करता है, एंड ऑल्सो सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. ऑलराइट, सो एज यू कैन डायरेक्टली सी इन द map, the regions that are being highlighted with red colors, like for example Rajasthan, MP, UP, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, in these states the MMR is more than 130. Okay, whereas in these states that are in light blue, the MMR is low, which is around 70 or below 70. Okay, now, so after this, let us see some of the global and national scenario. Okay, so global and national scenario. So according to WHO, according to WHO, around 223 deaths per 1 lakh live births. ये global scenario है. So internationally there is 223 deaths per 1 lakh live births. India's MMR क्या है? in 2020 97 पर 1 लाख लाइव बर्थ, जो कि 2014-16 से कम होके अभी 97 में. सो 14-16 में कितना था? अराउंड 130. एसडीजी गोल 3.1 क्या कहता है कि वी नीड टू रिड्यूस द एमएमआर टू लेस देन 70 बाय 2030. ओके, नाउ सो देयर हैज बीन अ केस स्टडी. ओके, सो केरला केस स्टडी. अब केरला में क्या देखा गया है कि रिसेंटली there has been a rising MMR. Okay, so rising MMR, but केरला की केरला को अगर हम ट्रेडिशनली देखें तो केरला is known to be one of the lowest MMR states in India. पर अभी recently it is the MMR cases are rising. Okay, so as far SRS 2021-23, MMR in Kerala rose from 18 to 30 per 1 lakh live births. Okay, now this rise linked अब किस किस वजह से हो सकता है? COVID-19 डेथ. ओके, सो जिसके वजह से इन 2021 में 97 maternal deaths happened. Then there is a fall in number of live births, which is denominator, which we call denominator effect. All right. Also, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh still have the lowest MMR despite the rise. All right. Now, what are the reasons for maternal mortality in India? So the key reason is bleeding. Okay, high blood pressure during pregnancy, then sepsis. There may be some infections which we call sepsis, then unsafe abortion, obstructed labor, then complications due to pre-existing conditions like anemia, TB or heart disease. So can anyone tell me what is the percentage of women in India suffering from anemia? Please write it on the comment box. Now there are certain other reasons जैसे कि सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कॉजेज. अब सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कॉजेज में क्या क्या आते हैं? मैल न्यूट्रिशन आ गया, एनीमिया आ गया, early marriages, adolescent pregnancies, then poor awareness and lack of antenatal care, then inadequate transport facilities, delays in reaching hospitals, then three delay model. So all these things comes under socioeconomic causes. Apart from this gender inequality, low decision making power of women also falls under socioeconomic causes. All right. Next is what are the government initiatives? Okay, so government ने हमारे government ने क्या क्या initiative लिए हैं to reduce the MMR. So first one is National Health Mission. अब National Health Mission के अंतर्गत क्या किया जा रहा है कि strengthening maternal and child health care. Okay. Second one is जननी सुरक्षा योजना. So जननी सुरक्षा योजना में क्या किया जा रहा है? Conditional cash transfer to promote institutional deliveries. Okay. Third one is जननी शिशु सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम. So इसमें free delivery, medicine and diet are being provided for pregnant women in the government facilities. Next one is Lakshya program. Lakshya program means it is basically aiming to improve the quality of maternity care in labor rooms and maternity OTs. Next, प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षित मातृत्व अभियान. So over here, what government is doing, it is giving free antenatal care checkups for pregnant women on the 9th of every month. Then Poshan Abhiyan, very famous, right? Tackling anemia and malnutrition. Then maternal death surveillance and response. So what it does, it basically tracks and investigate maternal deaths to prevent future occurrences. Right? Now, what are the key challenges in reducing MMR in India? So the first key challenge is regional disparity. So regional disparity में जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि कुछ states में, जैसे हम लोगों ने मैप में देखा था कि कुछ state में MMR 130 से ऊपर है, अब कुछ state में MMR 70 से नीचे है. So this is one of the major challenges, right? Next is shortage of trained obstetricians and skilled birth attendants in rural areas. High prevalence of anemia among women. So NFHS 5 के according, around 57% of women aged 15 and 49 are anemic. Okay. Then private healthcare dependencies in urban areas leading to financial stress. Then again there are other social issues like early marriage हो गया, poor women's literacy and lack of autonomy. All right. So what would be the way forward? So the first one is we need to strengthen the primary healthcare system. So primary healthcare system needs to be strengthened. So उसमें 24/7 availability of skilled healthcare की बहुत ज़रूरत है, and emergency obstetric care in rural and remote areas. Then tackle anemia and malnutrition. So how can we tackle anemia and malnutrition? By focusing on interventions such as Poshan Abhiyan and Anemia Mukt Bharat. Then we can also use technology. So technological use मतलब जैसे telemedicine हो गया, फिर AI enabled maternal health monitoring, then digital marketing tracking system. All these things we can include in technological use. Then awareness and behavioral change. So awareness and behavioral change in terms of women empowerment through education, delay in age of marriage, and promotion of family planning. Next one is equity in healthcare. So special focus on high MMR states like UP, Bihar, MP, Assam, Rajasthan, right? Then post-COVID measures. So what are the post-COVID measures that we can take? The stronger protocols for pregnant women during pandemics and emergencies. So can you name some of the way forwards that we can include which is not listed in these? So can you comment on the comment box some of the other way forwards that we can include apart from the ones that are being listed over here? Now, how can we conclude? So maternal mortality rate is not just a health indicator, but it also mirrors women's social status, healthcare, access and developmental levels of society. So India has made progress. We are not saying that, because as we have seen that India has reduced from 130 to around 70 in recent times, but a lot to achieve the SDG target of less than 70 by 2020. So policies like tackling nutrition, education, gender equality, and economic empowerment of women is needed. All right. So based on this article, let us attempt one question. So what is this question saying? Consider the following statements regarding maternal mortality ratio. MMR is defined as the number of maternal deaths per 1 lakh live births. India's MMR has already achieved the Sustainable Development Goal target of below 70 per 1 lakh live births. Postpartum hemorrhage and high blood pressure are among the leading direct causes of maternal deaths in India. So, which of the following which of the statements above is or are correct? So can you just can you comment on the comment box the correct answer? Okay, let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic is India and Iran, एंशियंट सिविलाइजेशन एंड कंटेम्पोरेरी स्ट्रैटेजिक टाइज. ओके, सो जैसा कि आप लोग जानते हैं कि इंडिया और ईरान एक साथ हिस्टोरिकली एंड हिस्टोरिकली एंड देयर हैज बीन अ सिविलाइजेशन बॉन्ड्स. ओके, सो एंशियंट सिविलाइजेशन में जैसे अगर हम एंशियंट सिविलाइजेशन की बात करें तो क्या हमारे दिमाग में सबसे पहले आता है द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन. कैन यू राइट सम ऑफ द फीचर्स ऑफ इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन ऑन द कमेंट बॉक्स? ओके, नाउ let us move to this India-Iran historical or ancient civilization. Both India and Iran are among the world's oldest civilization with exchange in culture, art, governance and philosophy. Cultural linkages में क्या क्या आ रहे हैं? Persian language. Persian language कहाँ से influenced है? Urdu and Indian literature. Okay. Then next one is shared tradition. अब tradition किस में? Architecture में, poetry में. Poetry for example Rumi, Hafiz and philosophy. Religious and spiritual ties. Sufism in India was influenced by Persian mysticism. Then diplomatic tradition. Diplomatic tradition में Iran was among the first countries to recognize independent India in 1947. Okay. Now, what are the strategic and economic importance? तो अगर हम सबसे पहले स्ट्रैटेजिक एंड इकोनॉमिक इंपॉर्टेंस की बात करें तो सबसे पहले हमारे दिमाग में आता है कि एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी. एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी क्यों? क्योंकि इंडिया अपना मैक्सिमम पोर्शन ऑफ ऑयल इंपोर्ट करता है एंड ईरान होल्ड्स द वर्ल्ड्स फोर्थ लार्जेस्ट प्रूवन क्रूड ऑयल रिजर्व्स एंड सेकंड लार्जेस्ट नेचुरल गैस रिजर्व. सो इसीलिए एनर्जी कॉपरेशन between India and Iran becomes very important. तो India has been a major buyer of Iranian oil until कब तक? जब तक US का sanction नहीं लगा था in 2019. There are connectivity projects on which India is heavily investing. First one is Chahawar project, port gateway. So Chahawar port gateway क्या है? It is basically gateway for India to connect to Afghanistan and Central Asia bypassing Pakistan. Okay, then international north-south transport corridor. International north-south transport corridor क्या है? It is linking India, Iran, Russia and Central Asia to Europe, reducing transport cost and time. So these projects strengthen India's role in Eurasia and the Indian Ocean region. Geopolitical location. अब geopolitical location मतलब कहाँ पे ईरान strategically located है. So Iran basically sits at the crossroads of West Asia, Central Asia and South Asia, making it strategically crucial. Now, there are certain shared geopolitical interest. So, उसमें से first shared geopolitical interest में क्या आता है? Regional stability. Both nation opposes extremism and terrorism in West Asia. Okay. Then multipolar world order. India, Iran supports the global South. Support the global South and calling for reforms in global governance like UN, WTO, IMF. BRICS and SCO, both countries see these groupings as alternatives to Western dominance. Countering US dominance. Then Iran resists Western sanctions while India seeks strategic autonomy in the foreign policy. अब challenges क्या क्या है इंडिया और ईरान के रिलेशन में? द फर्स्ट चैलेंज जैसे हमने पहले डिस्कस किया था कि यूएस का सैंक्शन. अब यूएस का सैंक्शन क्या क्या कर रहा है कि अमेरिकन रेस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑन ईरान. यूएस के सैंक्शन के वजह से जो इंडिया का ऑयल इंपोर्ट फ्रॉम ईरान है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा रिड्यूस हो गया है इन द रिसेंट टाइम्स। और प्रोजेक्ट्स लाइक चाहवार के डेवलपमेंट में भी स्लो डाउन आ चुकी है। देन बैलेंसिंग एक्ट, इंडिया must balance its ties with Iran and with the US, Israel, Saudi bloc. China's presence, Iran's increasing closeness to China may limit India's influence. तो increasing closeness means like हाल ही में मतलब 1-2 साल पहले ये 25 ईयर स्ट्रैटेजिक डील साइन हुई थी ईरान और चाइना के बीच में। ओके, सो दिस इज अगेन बिकमिंग अ चैलेंज फॉर इंडिया। Next is Taliban in Afghanistan. Both India and Iran share concerns, but strategies may differ. Now, recent development में क्या हुआ? चाहबार पोर्ट ऑपरेशन में इंडियन पोर्ट्स ग्लोबल लिमिटेड ऑपरेशन शहीद बेहस्ती टर्मिनल सिंस 2018. Okay, INSTC progress, cargo shipments via Iran Russia corridor are increasing. Then Iran's BRICS entry, हाल ही में 2024 में ईरान को ब्रिक्स में इंक्लूड किया गया। सो इससे क्या हुआ कि इंडिया एंड ईरान के कॉपरेशन में एक न्यू एवेन्यू खुला, राइट। देन एनर्जी इंपोर्ट्स, इंडिया एक्सप्लोरिंग ऑप्शंस टू रिज्यूम इरानियन ऑयल इंपोर्ट्स इफ सैंक्शंस ईज। फ्यूचर पोटेंशियल क्या है? एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी, फर्स्ट इज एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी, लॉन्ग टर्म कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स इन ऑयल एंड गैस, ताकि हम बाहर से जितने भी दूसरे कंट्रीज से जो हम ऑयल इंपोर्ट करें उसमें हम रिड्यूस कर सकें, उसमें डिपेंडेंसी हम रिड्यूस कर सकें, और वोलाटाइल सप्लायर्स जो है उसमें डिपेंडेंसी हम रिड्यूस कर सकें। सेकंड इज कनेक्टिविटी, कनेक्टिविटी मीन्स INSTC एंड चावर के थ्रू हम सेंट्रल एशिया एंड यूरोप में इजीली हम कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं बाई पासिंग पाकिस्तान। कल्चरल डिप्लोमेसी, जैसे हमने पहले कहा था कि इंडिया एंड ईरान शेयर्स ट्रेडिशनल एंड सिविलाइजेशनल टाइज, सो उसमें क्या है कि एक्सपैंडिंग पीपल टू पीपल टाइज वाया टूरिज्म, एकेडमिक एक्सचेंजेस एंड कल्चरल फेस्टिवल्स। देन स्ट्रैटेजिक ऑटोनॉमी, कोलैबोरेशन इन टेक्नोलॉजी, डिफेंस, साइबर सिक्योरिटी आउटसाइड वेस्टर्न इन्फ्लुएंस। सो इसको हम कंक्लूड किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं? So Iran and India-Iran relations are a blend of ancient civilization ties, modern strategic cooperation. Despite challenges like US sanctions and regional rivalries, the partnership holds promise in energy, connectivity, and global governance. For India, Iran सिर्फ एक गेटवे टू यूरेशिया नहीं है, बट ऑल्सो अ पार्टनर इन मल्टीपोलैरिटी एंड सिविलाइजेशनल अलाई in shaping a just and equitable world order. So with this, let us try to attempt one question. So consider the following statements regarding India-Iran relation. The Chabar port developed by India in Iran is located on the Gulf of Oman. The international north-south transport corridor connects India with Iran, Russia and Europe. India became a full member of BRICS in 2024. So attempt this question and mark your answer and write down in the comment box. Now let's move on to the next article. Adaptive learning in India, a pathway towards smarter education. Now what do you mean by adaptive learning? जैसे नाम से ही पता चल रहा है, adaptive means कुछ चीजें अडॉप्ट करना। So adaptive learning means स्टूडेंट के हिसाब से अगर हम लर्निंग अडेप्ट कर सकें तो उसे बोलेंगे हम लोग अडेप्टिव लर्निंग। अभी की जो सिनेरियो है उसमें क्या है, इंडिया एजुकेशन इंडिया हैज बीन अ वन साइज फिट्स ऑल मॉडल। तो जहाँ पे क्या होता है कि हर एक स्टूडेंट्स को एक ही तरीके से एक ही जगह में पढ़ाया जाता है, बट स्टूडेंट्स हैव डिफरेंट लर्निंग स्पीड्स, एबिलिटीज एंड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्टाइल। सो इसीलिए यहाँ पे इसी प्रॉब्लम को reduce करने के लिए adaptive learning comes into picture. So what adaptive learning does? Adaptive learning uses technology and data to personalize education by adjusting the pace, difficulty and type of content for each learner. तो इसमें भी एक केस स्टडी भी सामने आई है, तो जहाँ पे आंध्र प्रदेश ने पर्सनलाइज्ड एडेप्टिव लर्निंग प्रोग्राम को इम्प्लीमेंट किया है, and this has been evaluated by Nobel laureate Michael Kramer, and it showed significant improvements in mathematics learning outcomes. All right, so now so what is adaptive learning? Adaptive learning is an AI and data driven approach where software tracks student progress identify gaps and provides tailored exercise. So it basically learns a student while the student is learning. All right. Now, what are the key features? एकदम रियल टाइम में फीडबैक मिलेगा, लर्नर स्पेस के अकॉर्डिंग एडजस्टमेंट होगा, गेमिफिकेशन मतलब इंटरैक्टिव आइडियाज, फिर इंटरैक्टिव गेमिंग एंड एंगेजिंग मेथड के थ्रू लर्निंग को और ज़्यादा प्रमोट किया जाएगा. देन पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग पाथवेज. एंड व्हाट आर द फाइंडिंग्स फ्रॉम आंध्र प्रदेश PAL study? So it is conducted in 60 government schools across AP with randomized controlled trial. Okay, so then what has been found that student using PL software achieve learning gains equal to 1.9 years of schooling compared to non-users. तो और मैक्सिमम जो गेन है वो 6 to 7 years of grades में देखे गए हैं. And also the cost is very low. Cost is around $20 to $25 per year, including hardware, software, and monitoring. Sessions 2 into 40 minutes a week using tablets adjusted automatically to each child's problem solving style. ये सबसे ज़्यादा important है. अब adaptive learning इंडिया में क्यों इतना मैटर करता है? फर्स्ट वन इज ब्रिजिंग लर्निंग गैप्स. अब ASR के फाइंडिंग्स के अकॉर्डिंग एक क्लास 5 का स्टूडेंट वो स्ट्रगलिंग विद बेसिक क्लास 2 मैथ. ओके, so here this adaptive learning comes into picture in bridging the learning gaps. Then adaptive learning can directly address foundational literacy and numeracy. Equity in education by tailored solution, by making tailored solutions. So tailored learning for slow learners while also challenging advanced learners. Then it also reduces dropouts rates by keeping weaker students engaged. Cost effectiveness, as we have already seen, it is very effective, $20 to $25 per year. Then with low per student cost, scalable in government schools. Then supports NEP 2020's vision of integrating edtech into classrooms, right? As you have seen that education is one of the favorite topics of UPSC. So over there, this directly can be integrated. Okay, then data driven governance, it provides real time student performance analytics to teachers, parents, and policymakers. So what are the government initiative that has been taken in this regard? So the first is NEP 2020. We all know what it does. It emphasizes the use of technology for personalized learning. Then निपुण भारत मिशन किस पे फोकस करता है? फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी पे एंड न्यूमरेसी. दीक्षा प्लेटफॉर्म कहाँ पे यूज किसके ऊपर यूज होता है? टू कनेक्ट इट इज अ डिजिटल कंटेंट फॉर टीचर्स एंड लर्नर्स. Then PM E-Vidya is basically focusing on expanding digital learning during COVID-19. All right. Then global examples. So what are the global examples that we can see? So the first one is Dreambox and Khan Academy, widely used for adaptive math learning. China ने क्या किया है? China edtech firms like Yuan Fudao use AI driven adaptive tools. OECD कंट्रीज में भी टीचिंग एंड एडेप्टिव लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म्स को ब्लेंड करके क्लासरूम प्रोग्राम चलाए गए. ऑलराइट, सो व्हाट आर द challenges in India to adopt this adaptive learning? So the first challenge is digital divide. Digital divide मतलब urban rural areas, right? Urban rural areas, rich poor. So digital divide, unequal access to internet, electricity and tablets. Teacher resistance. अब fear of being replaced by technology, teachers are reluctant to adopt the training. Then data privacy issues, concerns about storage and misuse of student data. One-dimensional focus means अभी के लिए adaptive learning is totally focusing towards maths and numeracy, but it should also focus on holistic subjects like languages or critical thinking. Then scalability. So 15 lakh government schools requires huge investments. So there is a problem of funding as well. All right. Then what would be the way forward in this case? So way forward can be blended learning model. मतलब एडप्टिव लर्निंग टेक्नोलॉजी और ह्यूमन टीचर दोनों को ब्लेंड करके हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, नॉट टू रिप्लेस देम बट to blend them. Then localization, we have to develop content in Indian languages. Capacity building, we need to train teachers with adaptive learning systems effectively. Then public private partnership, edtech जैसे edtech startups under CSR and government schemes. Then monitoring and evaluation, we can also come up with effective monitoring and evaluation. Then independent assessments like APPL should be scaled nationally. The case studies of Andhra Pradesh should be scaled nationally. So how can we conclude on this? So this adaptive learning has the potential to transform India's education system by making it more inclusive, personalized and effective. Our right policy के through and teacher support के through, we can bridge the learning gaps and also create a skilled generation for the future. So in the words of education experts, adaptive learning is not about teaching machines to replace humans, but teaching machines to help humans teach better. All right. So with this, we can attempt one prelims question based on adaptive learning. So what is this question saying? Consider the following statements regarding adaptive learning in India. It refers to the use of AI-driven software that adjusts content and pace according to individual student learning levels. Andhra Pradesh recently piloted a personalized adaptive learning program which showed learning gains of nearly 2 additional years of schooling. Adaptive learning is included as a key component under Nipun Bharat mission. So you can attempt the question and write the correct answer in the comment box. All right. Now let's move on. Now there are certain prelims pointers that we will be seeing today. So the first one is Pullikali. Why it is famous? Because of Onam festival. So Pullikali literally means tiger play. Tiger play, it is a folk art of Kerala, right? And it is mainly in Thrissur district. So what are the features? Performers paint their body with bright yellow, red and black to resemble tigers and hunters, right? Accompanied by traditional percussion instruments. So ये traditional जो बाजी यंत्र है ये जैसे चेंडा and thakil. Okay, you should be remembering the name because UPSC can any day ask by picking the name. What is the cultural significance? It symbolizes joy, celebration, community spirit, attracts large crowds and tourists. Recognition, this has been listed among Kerala's major folk performances and promoted under Kerala tourism initiatives. So the next prelims pointer is Bhil community. All right. So Bhil community, so they are mostly located in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Maharashtra. They are being classified as scheduled tribes under the constitution. And Bhil matlab kya hai? Bow. In Hindi it means bow, as they are traditionally skilled archers. Culturally known for Pithoda paintings, folk songs and dances, celebrate festivals like Gawari and Holi with unique tribal traditions. Livelihood क्या है? They are hunter gatherers, shifting cultivators and also agricultural and wage laborers. Demographics में क्या आता है? One of the largest tribal groups in India. Political significance, they also influence the tribal politics. Bhil majority areas are part of the proposed demand for Bhil Pradesh, separate tribal state. Now, the next one is Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea, why it is in news? It is basically in news because Indian Navy participated at the Papua New Guinea 50th independence military tattoo. Okay, so we need to see the location of it. So Papua New Guinea island location ये साउथ वेस्टर्न पैसिफिक में है, साउथ वेस्टर्न पैसिफिक. नेबरिंग कंट्रीज में अगर हम देखें तो इंडोनेशिया हो गया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया हो गया, सोलोमन आइलैंड हो गए. कैपिटल है पोर्ट मॉरिसबाई. जियोग्राफी माउंटेनियस ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट, हाईएस्ट माउंटेन है विल्हेम, रिवर्स सेपिक, वॉल्केनो है रबुल कैल्डेरा, प्रोन टू अर्थक्वेक एंड सुनामीज. बायोडाइवर्सिटी में क्या क्या मिलते हैं? बर्ड्स ऑफ पैराडाइज, ट्री कैंगारू, Queen Alexander's bird-wing butterfly. Okay. Government, constitutional monarchy, Commonwealth, head of state, British monarchy अंडर आता है, right? PM, head of government. Now, the last but not the least prelims pointer for today, यदशी रामलिंग घाट वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. ये न्यूज क्यों है, किस वजह से न्यूज में है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक मेल टाइगर ट्रैवल्ड फ्रॉम विदर्भा to this sanctuary to settle permanently over here after decades. So that is why it is in news. अब इसका लोकेशन कहाँ पर है? महाराष्ट्र में, ओस्मानाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. रेंज बालाघाट माउंटेन्स, शायद्री हिल्स. वेजिटेशन क्या क्या है? साउथ डेक्कन प्लेटो, ड्राई deciduous forests and thorny scrublands. What are the floras that are found over here? Teak, sandalwood, neem, acacia, shrubs, lantana and कैरिसा. फौना में क्या क्या देखने को मिलता है? टाइगर्स, लियोपर्ड्स, स्लोथ बियर्स, ब्लैक बक्स, जैकल्स, वूब्स, फॉक्स, मॉनिटर लिजर्ड, पर्क्यूपाइंस, बार्किंग डियर, हेयर्स. ओके. कल्चरल स्पॉट रामलिंग टेम्पल लॉर्ड शिवा के ऊपर डेडिकेटेड है. एंड नियर बाय वाटरफॉल केवलिंग टू रामायण लेजेंड्स, रावण एंड जटायु. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining.